Good afternoon. I'm Angelica Schell.
I'm Alana Elster.
And I'm Grace Ilian. Let me tell you guys about my Uncle Joe. He got in trouble with the law, and he was on the news. He was called a terrorist and violent. The crime he committed was a white-collar crime. And this was what I believe to be because he was Middle Eastern. And this is what's made me so passionate about how I'm represented in the media as a Middle Eastern woman, and more specifically in film.
Our proposed solution to problems such as these, wider angle media.
Or wham.
We at Wider Angle Media believe that all media has a responsibility to show true representation of all people. I remember when I was about 8 years old, and I was very excited to watch the movie La Bamba, both because it featured a Hispanic star and because innately, as any child would, I was looking for a role model to look up to as a Latina. After I watched the movie, however, something just felt off. And when I asked my parents about this, they explained to me that the actor portraying Richie Valens wasn't actually Hispanic. This made me feel left out. And this is why our company is so personal to me.
The problem that we are trying to address is how people are represented in film. And the way that we're going to solve it is through our consulting and our review for film.
So the problem with representation doesn't just exist on the camera, it exists behind the camera. As a filmmaker myself, I've really started to pay attention to the perspective through which films are shot. I distinctly remember last year attending a screening of Desiree Akhavan's The Miseducation of Cameron Post. This is a film about a queer woman, written and directed by a queer woman, and shot and edited by women. For once, I felt like my experience wasn't filtered through the lens of someone else. It wasn't being commented on. That's why here at WHAM, we focus on creating a panel of qualified, transparent, and diverse people to help advise on films. Our services range from production team consulting to in-depth help with hiring, blocking, and editing, a full suite of services. As you can see on the board, we've created a mock panel. In this theoretical film, it's centering around a trans man. We've selected 2 professors with expertise in the subject area, a trans YouTuber/activist, and 2 trans men from different walks of life to offer input.
Our pricing model here at WHAM consists of 2 packages. We have our basic package and we have our premium package. For our basic package, it involves consulting, and our premium is consulting with a fuller suite of services for the client. Now, we don't have a direct competitor because what we do is so unique, but there are companies out there like diversity consulting for businesses and film consulting for businesses. What we do is both of these things in one company for film, and that's why we believe that we are the solution that content producers are actively looking for in this industry.
So we have a multi-pronged marketing strategy. We're going to begin with Google advertisements as well as advertisements in industry magazines such as Little White Lies or Movie Maker. Then we're going to move on to a social media campaign specifically focusing on Instagram and Twitter, where they're really large film communities, as well as Letterboxd, which is a film social media. We'll also reach out directly to some smaller production companies to explain our services, get our name out there. And once we start to grow our brand a little bit, we'll attend film festivals, have promotional materials there, as well as sponsoring events. And once we really sort of start to gain traction, we'll attend larger festivals, sponsor awards, as well as hosting after parties for things like the Oscars or the Indie Spirit Awards.
To build off of what Alana said, another aspect of our marketing is going to be through the other thing that we do, which is reviews. Our rotating panel will review new films on our website, and that will also incentivize content creators to come to us for kind of like our stamp of approval for consulting.
Out of the thousands of TV shows, movies, and commercials that are filmed each year, we believe we'll be able to secure a conservative number of 30 projects within the first year and $750,000 of revenue. In order to become profitable within the next 2 years, we are seeking an investment of $800,000. This would cover staff, marketing, rent, legal fees, and so on.
In September of our first year, we plan to have our final version of our website launched, and we plan to have hired all of our rotating panelists for reviewing and consulting.
3 months after that, in December of 2019, we'll begin to secure our first customers.
So at the end of the day, film and television shapes who we are, and it shapes the world we live in. So wouldn't that world be just a little bit better if we give the world
a broader view?
Thank you.